Hello, everybody. This is Joe, and welcome to the Golden Hour with Joe Neely. If anybody can suggest a more concise way of saying that, let me know. I started the show long before I was ready, just when I felt the whim. I'm not waiting for perfect equipment, for the perfect audience, for me to be perfect or even further down my road. I just felt that I wanted to share. Starting to get some views, some subscriptions, some comments on YouTube. Thank you all very much for taking part in that. As you know, you can go to joeneely.net/golden hour and check out an episode list, which is turning into something special. It was at first quite boring, but now the descriptions really add a lot to the episodes. I'm going through episodes and writing about them and kind of taking notes on myself and presenting some new content that way because it gives you a second perspective on what I was saying. So if I'm not making a lot of sense, we've got a second chance. So I hope you will visit, like I said, joeneely.net/the golden hour because I'm putting more and more effort into making that not just a list of episode titles and exercises, but also detailed descriptions of everything I do with my show with you. So, as we change, we grow, we keep old friends and make new ones, and let go of some old ones that never were that great to begin with, but keep some old ones who may be willing to grow with us. I had a conversation with an old friend today. I had disconnected from him on Facebook, defriended him on Facebook because he was writing some negative posts and complaining. And I just, I love my friend. I just don't want to allow any negativity and complaining into my life. Many people know about this, and many people talk about this, about trying to clarify and maintain positivity by just not allowing negative news and social media stuff into our lives. I had to reassure my friend that I do care very much about him, and I believe we've come to a good place. I simply know that sometimes we complain, and I try to keep that away from all of my social outlets. That being said, I may come across negative, I may complain, and if you guys catch me doing it, let me know with love. Let me know if it's, something, maybe you can suggest an easier way for me to improve. So, what I'm saying to my friend is, I love you very much. We've been friends for a long time. I refriended you after our conversation, and hopefully we will be all good. Also, for you Facebook people out there, I just learned that there's a Facebook option where you can turn somebody off so you don't have to hear their comments, but you can still stay friends with them, which is, I think, a lovely idea. So I've learned that, and I thought I'd pass that on. Makes me wonder how many of my Facebook friends have done that to me. They're like, this guy's crazy. I like him, he's my friend, but no, I don't want to hear this crazy out in the jungle Tarzan yoga stuff. Anyway, so that's where my emotions are today. Technique wise, I'm still hanging at 80 push ups, did them in 4 sets. So I'm getting stronger at that. Had a little trouble at the end, so I still don't feel like I want to add to it. But that habit is getting stronger. Um, like I've told you before, I'm really working on my form, touching my chest, in particular my necklace, first, and then kind of like my nose and chin hit, you know, the ground, but really trying to keep good form with my push-ups, really trying to keep them slower and steadier. I'm tempted to go fast when I'm worried that I won't have enough strength to do them slow. So still working on all that stuff. As you guys know, I love tree pose, and I've done some of that, meditating with trees today. I'm in a new jungle, and so the same one as last night, but new compared to the whole month that I spent in Zephyr. Um, that being said, I love feeling that one pose get stronger. I know I've mentioned this before, but it's really cool in your self practice, in your home practice, just to pick, like I said, 1 to 3 exercises, maybe just one that you really love. I chose tree pose because I was bad at it, because I would always do it in class and fall over all the time, and I was always laughing at myself. I would always laugh when I what should I say, fall down, not able to do a pose, not very flexible at all, not able to do what the teacher is asking the class to do. I always just laugh, like, oh, which I think is a great response. It may throw a few people off, I don't know, but in general I think it's great. And I was terrible at tree pose, and I just kept trying. That was almost, 6-9 months ago when I was studying a lot in Asheville at a couple different yoga places. But now it's different. I'm practicing on my own now and not taking any classes currently, so I get to do what I want. I get to do the pose over and over again if I want. I get to not do it if I don't want. I get to do whatever my whim calls at the moment. I don't know about the rest of you, but for me, my whims are really strong, and they want to do what they want to do right in the moment. And I love living this way. I've built my whole lifestyle now around doing what I want to do when I want to do it. There are some limits, of course, to what I can do, but much fewer than there were in the past. And I imagine that I will have even fewer limits in the future. I'm limited by the weather, for example. The reason I left Zephyr is that the weather was getting a little colder, and I'm grateful to it because it gave me a boost to get on the road and start exploring some new places. I found a lovely new place here. I guess it's near Keysville. It's hard to say where it is. There really isn't a town here. There's no town. It's a woods. So I'm very pleased and happy to be moving on and allowing the weather to push me into new challenges. So let's look at our limits that way. Whatever limit you have in your life, you might say, oh, well, I have kids, so I can't travel. Okay. Some people do travel with kids in lots of different ways, but it does create a certain challenge, and allow it to push you, allow it to make you grow. Whatever your limit is, live on that edge, live near your limit. Like me doing my 80 push-ups a day, living near what I'm capable of doing. Maybe I'll discover I can do more. Maybe you'll discover you can cross past your limits into new space you didn't know you had. Maybe you'll look at a limit and you'll push against it and you'll explore it and you'll feel around and realize, yeah, no, I pretty much am limited here. I think it's really about exploring our limits. As I've sold everything I own that doesn't fit on a bike and started traveling across the country, I've noticed that I have certain limits. Certain things are easier now, certain things are harder. Um, but I know that I've made some trade offs that I really like. I had the courage to look at my life and say, okay, what would I like to do? Oh, that's a new one. I'm trying really hard to relax my throat chakra, and I'm feeling some tension there, and it makes me yawn when I do that. I really think that's such a powerful place for holding in emotion. But, like I said, with your limits, get near them, get to know them. Some of them may be real, but many of them probably seem closer than they are. You could probably push back the horizon on many of your limits quite easily. Like I said, with my travels, I have knowing what was possible, knowing that I could do this, and that I could do this and make it work financially, and that I could do this and be happy, that I could do this and experience good weather, that I could do this and not have any trouble with other people, that I could simply go out in the woods and be left alone. Uh, that's a wonderful thing. So, one other thought. I'd like to talk about perspective. As I think about my travels, I realize that when I left Asheville, I had been camping at a lot of paid campgrounds, um, spending a lot of money, RV campgrounds, state park RV sites, um, rarely finding anything like rustic, or primitive camping. And that was good for the time. I went from Michigan to North Carolina on my bike, roughly 500 miles, and I had to spend a lot of money. I stayed in hotels a number of times, but it was worth that money to have my first experience. And then when I left Asheville after a long break, almost a year, to go on the road again, I was really fascinated to find that when I pushed my limits of, oh, can I camp here for free? Oh, can I make this happen? Oh, can I make that happen? Oh, can I get what I need without paying tons and tons of money all the time? Yes, yes, you can. I remember I was really freaked out at first about finding places to stay, getting the stuff that I needed, um, just staying dry. Asheville's kind of a rainy place in the summer. And the second day out of Asheville, I was really freaked out. I mean, I was already freaked out that I was doing this. And then, like the second night, I was so depressed. Um, I get depressed sometimes worse than others. And I was in a really, really bad way. It was, like I said, my second night camping out after having moved out of my apartment. And that was big, that was scary, and I made it. I made it through that night. And the next one, which was bad but not as bad, and then I started feeling better. Now I don't even think about that. It's amazing. Just about 4 months, I think it was August 29th, it may be 4 months to the day that I'm recording this. I think it is. I think today is the 29th. The only way I could check is if I turned off the video. I'm not going to do that, but the point is, yeah, after 4 months of doing this, roughly 120 nights of camping, and I think 3 nights indoors, 2 with hosts and 1 at a hotel for my birthday. And yeah, it was really fascinating. The things that I don't think about anymore. I used to wonder if I would just do it for a few days out of Asheville and then give up and, go home, visit my family. I used to think maybe I could make it a few weeks near Asheville, but not be able to travel outside of my comfort zone. And I did. I gave it a shot. And I discovered lots of fun little towns along the mountains. I didn't know if I could make it out of the mountains, if I'd find places to camp and places to stay once I got out of the mountains. And I did. I found places to stay. I got all the way through Georgia in like 2 weeks. I was really, really hauling ass in Georgia. I had a goal to get out of there before hunting season got in full swing. Um, and I got to Tallahassee, where I did, hear some people hunting, but never had any encounters with them. And loved Tallahassee. Didn't know if I could get further, didn't know if I could get further south um, because of swamps and because of lots and lots of people here and because of, the lay of the land and where the parks are and everything. And you know what I did? I got down south. Right now I'm just a tiny bit south of Tampa. And, I think I may go all the way. So it's fascinating. Every time I'm not sure I can do something, and I try it, and sometimes it sucks and sometimes it doesn't, but then I figure it out. I haven't worried about the basic things that I used to worry about, like finding a place to stay or finding food and water and electricity and all the basics as I'm traveling and camping. It's all doable. It's all possible. I don't know how many of you want to live my life. Some of you might live it vicariously through me, but I don't know that many of you want to copy it. And that's certainly not my plan. I just hope that you all know that whatever is on your edge, that you want to explore, that you dream of exploring, whatever it is you want to do, is possible. You can take a big flying leap at it, take all the resources you have and throw it at this thing that you love, that you're not even sure you can do, and put everything you have towards it. And you know what? There will be some hard times, but you will eventually, through what you learn in those hard times, figure out how to make a lot of easy times, a lot of easy days. That's what I'm experiencing, and I know it can be true for you too. So let me leave it there and say thank you very much for watching. I'm Joe Neely. This is The Golden Hour, and I love you very much. Have a wonderful night. Bye-bye.